This is the all-new 2024 Can-Am Maverick R. They say the most capable, the most extreme side-by-side on the market that you can buy today. Or is it? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you all the features of the new Maverick R, show you how it compares against some of the competitors like the Polaris RZR Pro R, and also do a 0 to 60 launch in this brand new 240 horsepower machine. Let's go. Over the last 7-8 years, there's been a major war going on. And when you're talking about this ultra high performance machines, the side-by-sides, it's really been about the Polaris and the Can-Am. And now this is Can-Am's answer. They've been working on this for many years and they've created this all new machine. They say only the seats and some of the nuts and bolts are the same between this new Maverick R and also the X3 that they also have in their lineup. But if you look in the profile, the wheelbase of this new machine is about 108 inches long, which is about 4 inches longer than the Polaris Pro R. By itself, the Polaris Pro R is already a pretty insane machine. This is a little bit longer wheelbase. It's also a little bit shorter overall, about 68 inches tall, because Can-Am has this kind of swooping line. Their roll cages are a little bit more swoopier than Polaris's. I remember a few years ago, 70 inches was a really wide machine, then 72 inches. Then the Pro R Polaris said, let's push it out to 74. Well, Can-Am said, how about this? How about a 77-inch wide machine, which is exactly what they did. And this is really within all of the regulation for off-road vehicles, because there's a limit of up to 80 inches on the width of an off-road vehicle, be it for recreation or for racing organizations. And with all the weight you could potentially put on this machine, this is basically near its limit for width and size. Everybody loves horsepower, and here's where the Polaris and the Can-Am differ in philosophy and also power. What Can-Am did here with the Maverick R is they stayed within the 1 liter of displacement. It's a triple cylinder, so a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, 999 cc, that they pushed to 240 horsepower. This is a Rotax brand engine. It's all new, and it's made it to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. So there's no CVT here. On the other hand, when you look at the Polaris Pro R, that machine actually removed the turbocharger, went large displacement, about 2 liters. It has 225 horsepower, so 15 less, and it's using still a PVT or a CVT transmission. So Can-Am's thinking here and the philosophy varies greatly. All right, I have fired up the brand new 240 horsepower Rotax engine, and I'm ready to go into space. I'm gonna launch it just for you guys, for science. This machine weighs about 2,150 pounds dry weight. So I'm set up for high performance mode. I'm in Sport Plus with the stiffest suspension setting and everything else. But still, it feels like a pussycat. I'm just rolling at about 4 miles an hour, and this machine feels like just a basic run-of-the-mill side-by-side. That was 60, that was insane. Oh, wow. It's amazing how light this machine feels. Let me try another one. This is on gravel. 0 to 60, 2024 Can-Am Maverick R. Okay, so I have a lot to explain. First of all, this is a lot of fun. There is so much power in this machine that it just feels effortless. It just gets up to speed. Then I look down at my speedometer, I'm going 71 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, I'm having trouble kind of moving my head because there's so much air pressure on my helmet. And then I did between 5 and 5.6 seconds 0 to 60, depending if I was going up or down this dirt road, because there's an incline. So yes, couldn't be quicker than that. 4 seconds, Can-Am says, is possible. I have no doubt. Wow. I didn't have a lot of chance to do technical terrain, but as far as cruising at 70 miles an hour on a dirt road, this machine feels effortless. It just does it. Transmission shifts very, very quickly. I couldn't even notice some of the shifts because I do have a little bit of wind noise. And wow, I'm really impressed with the engine and also transmission. I tried manual shifting mode. It was super easy because I have some wind noise going here without a windscreen. A windshield is optional. I couldn't hear the RPM change as much, and I couldn't even perceive the gear changes. They're so quick, and I didn't really feel like I needed manual paddles. I did try it. It worked really well, but I feel like the automatic setting on the transmission just was wonderful for the high-speed run I just did. Yeah, this machine is special. Now let's talk about this. This has been controversial. This has generated many memes out there, but this is their new suspension design. They call it the heavy-duty tall knuckle. What it's doing, it's several things for them. It has better stability. It has better strength. You don't have to make the vehicle as heavy because you're decreasing stresses on the suspension from the large tires that these machines now have. But you've asked us several questions. Can I put a bigger tire on this? Why are the tolerances so small? What is this? Is this for a side towing mirror? Well, no, I don't think so. I think what this is for is to mount a GoPro. Thank you, Can-Am. No, of course I'm joking, but I mean, this is in theory a really nice place for a GoPro action camera, but this is also allowing them to create a machine with so much horsepower that's also stable and that's also able to put all that power to the ground. Nice. Now let's talk about dampers and shocks. In this case, you're looking at the Maverick RX RS with smart shock technology. This is what Can-Am calls it. This is based on the Fox 3.0 live valve system. And this has 2 valves of control, both for compression and rebound. Can be adjustable in real time. And this is the most advanced system that they have. You could also buy a Maverick car in kind of a base trim with a slightly simpler system. And then you can step up all the way to this shock, which Can-Am says is the largest by size shock available on the market. I mean, it goes all the way up there and all the way down here for a total of 26 inches of travel here in the rear. Now, speaking of travel and speaking about competition, Polaris also uses Fox shocks on a lot of their machines. And Polaris claims more travel, up to 29 inches of travel. So while the Maverick R has slightly better ground clearance at 17 inches, it has more horsepower, it has more width, arguably more stability. Travel is less on the Maverick R. The other escalating war in the off-road market, including pickup trucks and side-by-sides, is tire size. In this case, the Maverick R, the new one, comes with a choice of 2 different tire sizes and tires. What you see here is a 32-inch tall tire. This is a Tenacity XNR, And in my view, well, this is a 16-inch wheel. This is a premium model. This is the XRS trim level of the machine. And this is a 32 by 10 size of tire. And I'll show you also a racing version of the Maverick R on 35s if you're curious. The base Maverick R comes with 30s. And I think if you're looking at a side-by-side like this, actually having a slightly smaller diameter tire is not a bad thing. You're a little bit more nimble, you're a little bit accelerating a little bit more fast because you have less rotating mass here on the tires. And if you want to climb over boulders, you still have upwards of 17 inches of ground clearance. So if I was buying a machine like this, I think I would go with 32 at the maximum. This is a racing prepped version of the new Maverick R. And what you see here is the BF Goodrich Baja TA KR2 tire. This is a 35 by 10.5, and it's using a 1-inch spacer basically for offset. Plenty of space here and some space right here as well. So yes, if you want to put the larger tire, it's possible. I'm just about 6'3" tall, so I'm fairly tall, and I'm sitting quite comfortably inside the Maverick R. I really love that now the steering wheel column and the gauge cluster is adjustable telescoping and adjustable up and down. And I feel, well, of course, with 4-point seat belts here that I'll put on in a second, feel really nice and comfy. I can also move the seat back and forth if I need to. I've got my mirror. So ergonomically speaking, I feel like visibility is really excellent to the side and to the front. Maybe not so much to the rear, but I do have a reverse camera. Having adjustability is really important in the high performance machine, and the Maverick R does not disappoint. I have engine modes, I have steering feel modes, I have my differential mode, my shock modes, my drive modes, and the front locker. And I love that they created shortcuts for that. I also have some buttons for some of the controls and menus on my steering wheel. The steering wheel is nice and tidy with the red 12 o'clock marker right there. So I hope this gives you a really great picture of what the Maverick R is all about. As you can see, it's a lot of fun. It's quite loud when it wants to be, and it's super, super fast. But now the most important thing, how much does it cost? Well, the starting price for a base Maverick R starts at $35,499 here in the US. Okay, that sounds like a large number, but consider this, that a two-door Polaris RZR Pro R starts at $2,000 more at $37,499. So this already shows value. Of course, if you add some accessories, options, customizations, the price will go up and up and up, but you're getting so much technology wrapped into one machine that I think it's really, really hard to resist. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and check us out at alltfl.com. One place, everything automotive, right there.